Hello and welcome to the channel, you dirty degens. My name is Private Parts. Today we're going to embark on a journey to master the art of Unity scripting. Our focus today is understanding the purpose and the use cases for each of the MonoBehaviour lifecycle functions. So let's dive in. First function we're going to be talking about is the awake function.
Wake the fuck up.
The awake function gets called before anything else. This is great for initialization. Let's say you have a game manager, and this game manager needs to reference other scripts before anything else can function, really. So you want to use the awake function to get your references for your game manager. This could be anything from player points to save data to statuses. Anything that needs to be called or referenced on startup, well, not on startup, on awake, needs to be done now. Number two
Your timing is impeccable.
is the start function. Consider this the opening act of your script's performance. It happens just before the first frame, making it the perfect spot for initialization that involve other game objects. Let's say you have a game object and you need to tell that game object what its health is, or how much ammo it has, or its movement speed. This is where you would want to initialize those variables. The third function we're going to be talking about is the update function. This is the heartbeat of your project. It is called every single frame that your project is running. This best use cases for this would be player input. Let's say you need to swap weapons or jump or click an action button. This is where you would put that script. Anything that you would need to keep track of continuously would be in here. Most of it should be player input. The fourth function we're going to be talking about is the fixed update function. This differs from the update function. It is used for player movements. So if you want to move your character around the screen for projectiles that move across the screen, anything that's done with movement, this is the function that you want to use because it handles collisions on a consistent basis. So if you're moving your character, doing anything, use the fixed update function. The last update function is the late update. This function runs after all of the other update functions, making it an excellent choice for finalizing actions that depend on the results of other scripts. For example, if you have a camera moving or following the player, this is where you would want to have the camera movement script. So if you're making a third-person game and you're walking forward, the camera needs to follow. I would place this inside of the late update because it calls last. The last function we're going to be talking about is OnDestroy. You would use OnDestroy for projectiles or anything that is being destroyed at that time. You want to call it so it cleans up all the data that's being left behind. If your script acquires resources or creates temporary objects, OnDestroy is where you would release those resources or clean up any lingering elements. So good use cases for this would be you run into a power-up and your collision, right? You collide with it, it does something, and you want to get rid of that power-up now. Poof, gone. You would use OnDestroy. Alright guys, that's all we're going to be covering today. That was a quick exploration of each of the MonoBehaviour lifecycle functions and some of their practical applications. Do appreciate you stopping by and checking out the channel. Next we'll be covering collisions. And the collision functions. I suggest you check those out. Those are pretty important. So yeah, check them out. Yeah, do it right now. Check it out.